Baba Vanga saw it coming millions, could disappear in 2025. Time doesn't always warn us with thunder. Sometimes it whispers quiet enough that only the deeply still can hear. In the shadow of 2025, an ancient warning resurfaces, not born from myths, but from the chilling clarity of a blind prophet who saw beyond what eyes could see. Baba Vanga. Her visions weren't just predictions of the world's chaos, they were reflections of a deeper collapse, a thinning of human connection, a spiritual drift where some awaken and others simply fade from the story. But this isn't about fear, it's about awareness. And the real question isn't what she saw, it's what will you see before it's too late. Number 1. Baba Vanga, the blind seer who gazed beyond time. Baba Vanga, the blind seer from the Balkans, continues to captivate the minds and hearts of many decades after her passing, not because she chased fame, but because her words delivered in riddles, spoken softly from the shadows of a quiet life, have echoed into the future with unsettling precision. Born into a world shaped by war and poverty, and having lost her sight in a violent storm as a child, Baba Vanga developed what many believe was a gift that let her see far beyond what the human eye could grasp. Over time, her cryptic foresight gained credibility, especially as several of her predictions once dismissed came to pass in startling detail. The rise of ISIS, the devastation of the 2004 tsunami, even the horror of 9/11, all appeared to have been foretold by her in veiled yet eerily accurate language. This alone has led many to look back at her prophecies with a new lens, especially now as we stand in the year 2025, a time of deep uncertainty, rapid change, and spiritual confusion. Yet, not all of her visions were meant for public ears. Tucked away in private notes and passed on quietly by those closest to her, one particular statement is resurfacing, stirring a quiet sense of unease. By the final sun of the 5th year, the world shall lose those who carry the mark of stillness. For years, it remained buried, its meaning unclear, even brushed aside as poetic nonsense. But as the months of 2025 unfold, and the world faces new waves of social disconnection, mental exhaustion, and technological overload, this forgotten line now feels like a mirror to our times. Who are the ones who carry the mark of stillness? Could it be those who've stopped growing spiritually, who've become numb in a world that moves too fast for the soul to catch up? Could it speak to people who are silently fading inside, disconnected from each other, from nature, from purpose? When we look at modern life through this lens, Baba Vanga's words begin to offer more than just mystery, they offer reflection. In a world where distractions dominate, where noise drowns out inner truth, and where more people report feeling anxious, isolated, or stuck, despite being constantly connected, the mark of stillness may be a call to awaken. It could be a warning not just of physical disappearance, but of emotional and spiritual disappearance, the loss of vitality, empathy, and meaning. For those aged 30 to 65, this is especially crucial, because this is often the stage of life where the search for purpose intensifies, where the balance between doing and being becomes more fragile. Perhaps Baba Vanga wasn't predicting a sudden cataclysm, but pointing to a subtle, ongoing erosion of the human spirit that we still have time to reverse. So, rather than succumbing to fear or doom, this is an invitation to pause, reconnect, and begin nurturing what matters most. Turn off the noise when you can, spend time in reflection, make room for kindness, and stay curious about life. Don't let stillness become stagnation. In the face of a fast-changing world, grounding yourself in mindfulness and compassion might be the very antidote to vanishing from within. Baba Vanga's message may have been veiled in mystery, but its heart speaks to all of us. Don't let life rush past you. Live it with attention, with care, and above all, with presence. Number 2. The mark of stillness, a spiritual standstill. Let me speak to you plainly, because this isn't just a mystical tale, but a mirror held up to the soul. Baba Vanga's message about 2025 was never meant to frighten, but to awaken. She spoke of something she called the mark of stillness. But this stillness isn't peace, nor is it the calm we associate with meditation or rest. It's something much heavier, much more hidden. It's a spiritual posano, the kind that offers renewal, but the kind that signals disconnection. It's what happens when a soul stops moving forward. When a person loses touch with their purpose, their curiosity, their compassion, when life becomes an unchanging cycle of routines, regrets, and reactions. Baba Vanga pointed to this stillness as a quiet danger, not because it's loud or aggressive, but because it slowly numbs the spirit. These are the people who may still walk among us, but who have stopped feeling life deeply, stopped growing inwardly, stopped responding to the gentle pull of transformation. Think about this. Have you ever felt like you were just existing rather than truly living? That's the first whisper of the stillness she warned about. And she wasn't speaking only to mystics or monks. This was for everyone. She saw that 2025 would not be just another date on the calendar. It would be a turning point, a kind of spiritual crossroads. The universe, she suggested, is not random. It's intelligent, alive, and always seeking harmony. So what happens when certain energies no longer fit into the rhythm of that harmony? Baba Vanga believed that those who carry the mark of stillness may not meet an obvious or tragic end, but something much quieter, a fading. Not a death in the physical sense, but a kind of vanishing disconnected from memory, from lineage, from the flow of time and story. A soul that isn't growing may no longer be remembered, not because they were bad, but because they stopped dancing with life. She wasn't condemning anyone. She was describing a natural process, like leaves falling when they no longer serve the tree. This isn't judgment, it's energetic housekeeping. Just as we clear away clutter in our homes, the universe clears away stagnation from its own body. And so, 2025 may be a year where that clearing becomes more visible. But here's where you come in, because this message isn't meant to scare, it's meant to inspire. You see, the opposite of stillness isn't chaos, it's movement with awareness. Growth, openness, asking questions, seeking truth, choosing kindness when it's hard, listening to your inner voice, even when it's quiet. So I'll ask you, are you still growing? Are you still open to change? When was the last time you listened to your heart without distractions? Because as long as you are reaching, even trembling in your reach, you are alive in the way the universe understands life. The mark of stillness only settles on those who refuse to rise, even when the world invites them again and again. Let this be a gentle reminder, not of doom, but of possibility. Baba Vanga's vision invites us to reflect and realign. The message is simple. Don't stop evolving. Don't let your soul go to sleep. Keep learning. Keep loving. Keep questioning. Because in a world that is always moving, only those who choose to move with mindful intent will be remembered not just by others, but by life itself. And that may be the greatest legacy of all. Number 3, the signs are already here. Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt like someone important used to be in your life, but now, no matter how hard you try, you just can't remember who they were? No name, no face, not even a clear feeling, just a strange emptiness, like something's missing but you can't put your finger on it. Now imagine this isn't just your mind playing tricks on you. What if this is happening to people all around the world, quietly, without headlines, without explanations? That's the heart of one of Baba Vanga's most mysterious and unsettling prophecies, that in 2025, millions could disappear, not just physically but completely, as if reality itself forgets they ever existed. While that may sound like something from a science fiction movie, there are those who believe it's already happening in subtle and chilling ways. Reports have surfaced over the years of individuals vanishing in ways that defy logic, not just missing person cases, but people whose entire existence seems to have been erased. Loved ones describe a strange fog of memory, a feeling that someone was once there but now can't be recalled, even in photographs or documents. Digital traces vanish, family albums shift, and sometimes even relatives can no longer agree on the same version of the past. And it goes deeper. In the world of science, especially in the fields of genetics and genealogy, researchers are stumbling upon baffling cases, people whose family lines seem to end abruptly, individuals who lack ancestral markers or appear in records with no biological history that connects them to anyone else. How can a bloodline just vanish? How can someone live a life and then leave no trace behind, not even in the DNA that's supposed to tell the story of who we are and where we come from? Could we be witnessing something bigger, something that science hasn't caught up with yet? Some who study spiritual evolution and universal consciousness suggest this could be what Baba Vanga referred to as a cosmic correction, a sort of realignment where individuals who are no longer in sync with the energetic flow of the planet begin to fade out of reality. It's not about punishment, they say, but about resonance. If your vibration no longer matches the frequency of the evolving world, you're quietly pulled out of the system, erased, not with violence, but with silence. Could this be what's happening to those who vanish without a trace? Could the world be shifting so profoundly that it's leaving behind the people, memories, and energies that no longer serve its next chapter? And if that's true, where does that leave the rest of us? Are we paying attention to the signs or brushing them off as coincidence? How would you know if someone close to you was disappearing not just from life, but from memory itself? And most importantly, what would it take to stay grounded in a world where even existence seems to be selective? Baba Vanga's prophecy might not just be a prediction, it could be a warning, asking us to look closely at what it means to be remembered, to belong, and to evolve. So, as we move toward the future, perhaps the question we should be asking isn't who will disappear, but why, and what does it mean to remain? If you've made it this far, you're clearly curious about what the future may hold. Comment below with "Future Awakened" to show you're ready to face what's coming in 2025 with awareness and courage. Don't click away, yet there's more to uncover. Stay with us until the end as we reveal the deeper meaning behind Baba Vanga's chilling vision. Number 4. Alignment with Eastern wisdom. Baba Vanga's forgotten prophecy may seem like a strange prediction on the surface, but when we look deeper, we find that it harmonizes with ancient Eastern wisdom that has been guiding seekers for thousands of years. Her vision echoes teachings found in Hinduism and Buddhism, particularly the great cycles of time known as yugas. These spiritual eras reflect the rise and fall of human consciousness over the ages, much like the turning of seasons in nature. Right now, according to Hindu cosmology, we are in the twilight of Kali Yuga, the age of darkness and confusion, marked by moral decay, spiritual laziness, and widespread disconnection from our deeper selves. It is said that during this time, people forget their inner light, and the world becomes clouded by ego, greed, and fear. But this is not the end, it is a necessary stage before renewal. What follows is Satya Yuga, the age of truth, a golden period where clarity, compassion, and balance are restored. And yet, transitions are rarely gentle. Much like a forest fire that clears old growth to make space for new life, this shift from one yuga to another demands a kind of spiritual cleansing. It is not punishment, it is a natural part of evolution. In this way, Baba Vanga's mysterious reference to millions disappearing can be seen not through fear, but as part of a deeper spiritual metaphor. Her phrase, "the mark of stillness," suggests souls who have become stagnant, so entangled in comfort, illusion, or denial that they no longer reach for something higher. It's not that they are bad or evil, but they may be out of step with the rhythm of change. The Buddha once said, "All conditioned things are impermanent. When one sees this with wisdom, one turns away from suffering." This impermanence isn't a curse, it's an invitation. Those who cling to what no longer serves them may find it hard to move forward. But those who open their eyes and hearts to transformation, who seek inner truth, even when it's uncomfortable, align themselves with the current of life, and life, in return, carries them into new beginnings. Just as the tree must shed its leaves for spring to come, so must humanity release its illusions, attachments, and ego-driven habits. This shedding is not about who survives or disappears, but about what kind of consciousness can thrive in a new era. In modern life, this could mean letting go of old grudges, questioning our dependence on material success, or finding silence in a noisy world. It means becoming more mindful, more compassionate, more aware. And it calls for courage, the loud kind, but the quiet strength to reflect, to grow, and to act with love in a time of fear. Lao Tzu reminds us, "When I let go of what I am, I become what I might be." The road to the age of truth doesn't require perfection, it simply requires willingness. The willingness to awaken, to soften the heart, and to participate in the healing of ourselves and others. When we do this, we become the seeds of the new Ajano, because we are chosen, but because we choose to align. In this light, Vanga's prophecy isn't a warning to fear, it's a call to rise. Number 5. A shift in the world's energy. In the stillness behind everyday distractions, something far greater is unfolding, something that many people can feel but can't quite explain. It's not just personal stress or global chaos. It's as if the earth itself is changing on a deeper, invisible level. The year 2025 is being marked by a unique and powerful alignment of 3 distant planets, Saturn, Neptune, and Uranus. These are not just faraway celestial bodies drifting in space. To ancient wisdom and modern spiritual seekers alike, these planets represent karma, spiritual insight, and radical transformation. When they move into alignment, it's more than an astronomical event, it becomes a cosmic message, signaling a shift in the very fabric of reality. If you felt that time is moving differently, or that your emotions seem more intense, or that things in your life are being shaken loose unexpectedly, you're not alone. Many are beginning to sense that something unseen is recalibrating, not just out there in space, but inside of us, too. At the same time, the Schumann resonance, often referred to as the heartbeat of the Earth, has been showing strange, unpredictable patterns. Scientists have recorded sharp spikes and long fluctuations that don't match past behavior. To many spiritual observers, this isn't random noise. It's as if the Earth is breathing differently, like it's in a state of purification, letting go of old frequencies and aligning with a new vibration that's lighter, higher, and more harmonious. This isn't just about science, it touches the soul. What happens when the frequency of the Earth no longer supports the same energy it once did? What happens to people, habits, beliefs, and systems that are no longer in alignment with this new rhythm? Baba Vanga, the blind mystic who has made astonishingly accurate predictions, once warned of a time when millions would disappear. For a long time, people have wondered what that could mean. But what if the disappearance isn't physical in the way we usually think? What if it's energetic? As the Earth shifts, those who resist change or remain stuck in fear, anger, and division may begin to fall out of sync, not in a dramatic explosion, but in a quiet drifting away from the flow of life itself. Think of it like a radio frequency. If your signal doesn't match the station anymore, you stop receiving the broadcast. This isn't punishment, it's purification. It's like a river flowing faster only. Those who can swim with the current will keep moving forward. And so we must ask ourselves, what frequency are we living at? Are our thoughts, actions, and emotions helping us rise or keeping us stuck in the past? Are we open to transformation, even if it's uncomfortable? Because the path forward is not about fear, it's about tuning ourselves to peace, to love, to truth. Those who learn to live with more awareness, more compassion, and more adaptability may find that they not only survive these changes, they thrive in them. So what can we take from this message? First, we must become more sensitive to the energy within us and around us. Listen to your body, pay attention to your dreams, trust your intuition. Second, let go of what no longer serves your growth. Whether it's an old belief, a toxic habit, or a fearful mindset, release it with kindness. And finally, root yourself in practices that raise your vibration, acts of kindness, meditation, nature walks, honest conversations. The earth is changing, yes, but maybe it's inviting us to change with it, not through force, but through harmony. The lesson is simple but powerful. When the energy of the world shifts, our survival isn't just physical, it's vibrational. Stay light, stay open, stay in rhythm. Number 6. Is this a controlled global purge? Let me speak directly to you, heart to heart, not just as a storyteller, but as someone walking this same uncertain path with you. As we approach the year 2025, there's a strange feeling in the air, quiet, stirring, like the calm before a storm we can sense but not yet fully see. Some are calling it a global purge. Others whisper of disappearances that defy logic or science. But let's take a moment and ask ourselves, what if what's happening isn't simply about people vanishing into thin air? What if it's about something deeper, a shift in the very fabric of human consciousness? Across the world, there are growing murmurs of entire individuals being erased, no names, no memories, no trace. Not even a single line of code left behind in our digital world. Intelligence agencies, it said, are quietly chasing these anomalies, perhaps calling them mass forgettings. And while the idea may sound like science fiction, the emotional reality it carries is real. The unsettling notion that someone you once knew might simply no longer exist, not even in your memory. Now, pause with me here. Could this be a glitch in our reality, or is someone or something editing our collective story? Some believe governments may be hiding something, possibly ancient prophecies never shared with the public. There's speculation that Baba Vanga, the blind mystic of Bulgaria whose predictions have long fascinated the world, might have seen all this coming. Perhaps she foresaw this mass vanishing, and her words were buried, deemed too dangerous or too powerful for the average person to hear. If you were in power, and you held a prophecy that foretold mass disappearances or an awakening that could unravel the illusion of control, what would you do with that knowledge? Yet, there's a question that keeps echoing louder. Why is 2025 at the center of so many warnings and wonders? It shows up in prophecies, spiritual calendars, and even some corners of science. It's almost as if something or someone is pointing us to this exact moment in time, not by coincidence, but by design. Could it be that 2025 is more than just another year? Could it be a spiritual checkpoint, a karmic crossroad, or even a cosmic test of where we stand as individuals and as a species? The Buddha once said, "All that we are is the result of what we have thought." The mind is everything. What we think, we become. So, if our thoughts shape our reality, what happens when entire belief systems, memories, or even people fall away? Is it that they've been taken, or have they simply shifted to a frequency we no longer access? In Buddhist thought, we speak of impermanence, anicca, the idea that all things are in constant change. Could it be that what we're witnessing is not a purge but a passage, a sorting not by force but by the nature of resonance? Those clinging to fear, anger, and attachment may remain stuck in lower vibrations, while others who seek truth, compassion, and awareness move into a different level of existence, seen not physically, but spiritually and consciously. So now, I turn the question to you. What are you doing to prepare not out of fear, but with intention? Are you aligning yourself with kindness, clarity, and compassion? Are you listening deeply to the silence between the noise, where truth often hides? Because if 2025 is indeed a threshold, then crossing it may not be about surviving something external, but transforming something internal. As the Zen saying goes, let go or be dragged. The choice isn't made in the chaos, it's made in the quiet decisions of each day, in the ways we treat one another, and in how deeply we are willing to face ourselves. Whether you see this time as a prophecy fulfilled, a spiritual evolution, or just another year, I invite you to sit with these questions and feel into your own truth. Because whatever 2025 holds, one thing is certain: you are not powerless. You are part of this unfolding. If this message stirred something in you, leave a comment with just one word: awakening. Let's see how many of us are starting to feel the same shift. Number 7. A wake-up call, and a choice only you can make. Baba Vanga's vision, often spoken of with awe and mystery, was never meant to be a mere forecast of doom. It was, in essence, a spiritual mirror held before the eyes of humanity. Her message wasn't about catastrophe, it was about consciousness. She saw a future where millions could vanish not through war or disaster, but through a quiet erosion of self-awareness, compassion, and purpose. In our modern world, filled with noise, screens, and endless distractions, her warning resonates not as a tale of fear, but as a call to return to ourselves. The mind is everything. What you think, you become, said the Buddha, and in that simple truth lies the power to shape a loser destiny. Each of us stands at the edge of a personal threshold, and as we approach 2025, it's no longer about what might happen in the world out there, it's about what is happening inside us. Are we waking up each day with intention, gratitude, and awareness? Or are we slipping quietly into routine, allowing our deeper selves to dim beneath the weight of habit and fear? Baba Vanga's prophecy doesn't point a finger, it holds up a lens. In this time of rapid change, when technology is evolving faster than our ability to comprehend it, and societal norms shift like sand under our feet, the question becomes urgent. Are we evolving with the times, not just externally, but internally? In Buddhism, it's said, there is no path to happiness. Happiness is the path. This is not about waiting for a sign in the sky, it's about seeing the sign within. Many of us have become spectators in our own lives, scrolling, reacting, surviving, rarely pausing to reflect, rarely asking, am I truly alive or merely functioning? This disconnection from spirit, this drift into numbness, is the very disappearance Baba Vanga hinted at, not physical, but spiritual, emotional, and soulful. The greatest vanishing act isn't when we died, it's when we stop truly living. This mark of stillness she spoke of isn't some external force that strikes us without warning, it's the gradual result of disengagement. It's the moments we tell ourselves, we'll meditate tomorrow, we'll speak kindly later, we'll make time for loved ones next week. It is in the daily postponements of our growth that we seal our fate. Just like the lotus, which blooms from mud, our souls too need struggle to grow, but without movement, there is no bloom. And so, 2025 isn't a finish line, it's a sacred turning point. It offers us a choice: to awaken from the slumber of the modern mind, or to slip further into a mechanical existence that looks alive on the outside but is hollow within. When the student is ready, the teacher appears, goes the old Zen saying, and perhaps Baba Vanga's vision is just that, a teacher appearing in symbolic form, urging us to listen deeply and act courageously. In the midst of everyday life, whether it's rushing to meet deadlines, juggling responsibilities, or enduring the quiet griefs we never voice, the universe listens. It listens not to our words, but to the energy we carry, the intentions behind our actions, the echo of our spirit. Are we radiating kindness, mindfulness, and growth? Or have we settled for a version of ourselves that stopped seeking, stopped feeling, stopped believing in change? Each morning we are born again. What we do today is what matters most, said the Buddha. That truth is more than beautiful, it's practical. You don't need to overhaul your life to change its course. Begin with awareness. Speak truthfully. Act with compassion. Stay curious. These are not small things. They are how revolutions within the soul begin. And so, this moment, this very breathes your choice, to rise above fear and conformity, to remember your sacredness, your purpose, your possibility. Baba Vanga's message may sound mysterious, but at its heart is a deep simplicity. Do not forget who you are. The world will continue to whirl in chaos and complexity, but you are not powerless within it. You are a spark of consciousness capable of immense beauty and transformation. As Thich Nhat Hanh once said, no mud, no lotus. The pain, the uncertainty, even the prophecy itself are all invitations to blossom. So, as we approach 2025, let it not be a year of disappearance, but a year of reappearance, a return to truth, to self, to the soul's journey. You alone hold the power to answer the wake-up call, not with panic, but with peace. And so, as we stand at the edge of what Baba Vanga may have seen not just as a prophecy, but as a mirror, remember this: the greatest disappearance isn't from the world, it's from ourselves. But you are not lost. You are here, aware, listening. And that means you still have a choice to awaken, to reconnect, to rise with the changing rhythm of the earth rather than be swept away by it. Let 2025 not be the year millions vanish, but the year millions return to presence, purpose, and inner peace. If this message touched something inside you, please take a moment to like this video, share it with those who need to hear it, and subscribe to The Journey of Wisdom. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you won't miss what's coming next. We'll continue exploring these deep truths together. Until then, stay grounded, stay aware, and stay kind, because the journey is not just ahead of you, it's within us.